My precious soul, stop for a moment and listen carefully. February 28th is not just another date on the calendar. It is a spiritual checkpoint. It is a divine interruption. And today, heaven is louder than you think. Your mother in heaven is shouting your name, not whispering, not watching silently, but calling you with urgency. She has found something. She has found the key to the treasure you have been desperately searching for. And right now, Archangel Michael is translating her message so you do not miss it. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. For weeks, maybe months, you have felt restless. You have been asking questions in your heart that no one around you could answer. Why is this happening? Why do I feel blocked? Why does success feel so close but still out of reach? You smiled in front of others, but deep inside, you knew something was incomplete. You felt like you were standing in front of a locked door, holding a map, but missing a key. And here is the revelation that will shake you. The key was never lost. It was hidden for protection. Your mother in heaven hath been watching your battles. She has seen the silent tears you wiped away when no one noticed. She has seen you trying to stay strong when your strength was fading. She has seen you doubt yourself, even when heaven never doubted you for 1 second. And on this powerful date, February 28th, she is calling your name because she has been shown something in the spiritual realm. A key. Not a physical key. A spiritual key. And Archangel Michael stands beside her, sword of light in his hand, not to fight against you, but to fight for you. He is translating her cry into words you can understand. He is saying, the treasure you are looking for is connected to a decision you have been afraid to make. Pause and feel that. There is something you have been postponing. A conversation. A move. A step of faith. A release. A new beginning. You kept telling yourself, maybe next month. Maybe when I feel ready. But heaven is saying the readiness is not emotional. It is spiritual. February 28th marks a turning point. Your mother's voice in heaven is not filled with sadness. It is filled with urgency and hope. She is not crying because you are failing. She is shouting because breakthrough is near. She has seen what is ahead of you. She has seen doors opening. She has seen your name mentioned in rooms you have never entered. She has seen opportunities forming behind the scenes. But she also saw the hesitation in your heart. And that hesitation is the only thing standing between you and the treasure. Archangel Michael is translating clearly. Fear is the final lock. You have been thinking the treasure is money, or recognition, or love, or peace. But the treasure is bigger. The treasure is alignment. When your purpose, your courage, and divine timing meet at the same place. And this date is not random. The end of February represents the closing of a spiritual season. What you carried in silence will not follow you into the next month. Something must be released. Something must be unlocked. Your mother found the key because she can see from a higher perspective. She sees the pattern. She sees how every disappointment shaped you. She sees how every rejection redirected you. She sees how every delay protected you. And now she is shouting your name because the protection phase is ending. Archangel Michael's presence in this message is not symbolic. It is strategic. He is known as the defender, the warrior, the guardian of destiny. When he translates a message, it means action is required. It means movement. It means you are not being informed. You are being activated. Ask yourself quietly, what have I been avoiding? Because that answer is connected to your treasure. The enemy tried to convince you that you were stuck, that nothing was changing. A heaven was silent. But if heaven was silent, you would not be hearing this message right now. The very fact that this message reached you is proof that your name was called. And it was not called softly. Your mother in heaven is shouting because time-sensitive grace is available. There are moments in life when doors open gently, and there are moments when heaven shakes you awake. This is the second kind. February 28th is a spiritual alert. Something will shift in your awareness. A realization will hit you. A truth you were avoiding will become impossible to ignore. And when that moment comes, remember this: you were warned with love. The key is courage. The treasure is on the other side of obedience. Archangel Michael is translating your final words in this moment. Do not let comfort steal your calling. You were not meant to live small. You were not meant to shrink your dreams to fit your fears. You were not meant to settle for survival when abundance was written over your destiny. And the treasure, it is not buried in the future. It is hidden inside your next bold step. Something extraordinary is unfolding behind the scenes. Relationships are shifting. Energy is clearing. Hidden support is aligning. But heaven cannot force your hand. The key must be used by you. Listen closely. This is rare. Not everyone receives this kind of spiritual alert. Not everyone's name is shouted in heaven with urgency. This message found you because you are at a crossroads. One path leads to repetition. The other leads to revelation. February 28th will reveal which one you choose. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of this moment. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And you are not late. Your mother found the key. Archangel Michael is translating. The treasure is closer than you think. Beloved one, something just shifted in the atmosphere around you. The moment you understood that February 28th is not ordinary, the spiritual realm took notice of your awareness. Awareness is powerful. It is the first door that opens before destiny steps in. And now that you are aware, Archangel Michael is standing closer than ever, not to frighten you, but to strengthen you for what is unfolding. Your mother in heaven is still calling your name, but her tone is changing. It is becoming clear, more focused. She is not only shouting to get your attention, she is directing you. She is pointing toward something specific in your life that you have been overlooking. There is a pattern that has repeated itself in your journey. A cycle that keeps appearing in different forms, different people, different situations, but the same emotional outcome. Disappointment, delay, doubt. And you have been asking why this pattern keeps following you. Here's what Archangel Michael is translating right now. The pattern is not chasing you. It is waiting for you to break it. The treasure you seek cannot enter a life that still entertains old cycles. Heaven has located the key, but the lock is attached to a habit, a mindset, a comfort zone that feels safe but keeps you small. You have been praying for change while protecting familiarity. That is why February 28th carries urgency. It is not about external events. It is about internal decisions. Something in you must close so something greater can open. Your mother sees the version of you that you are afraid to become. Not because you lack ability, but because growth requires leaving something behind. There is a conversation you need to have. Maybe not with someone else. Maybe with yourself. A truth you need to admit. A boundary you need to establish. A risk you need to take. Archangel Michael is translating her words with precision. You are stronger than the story you keep repeating. Read that again in your spirit. You have been telling yourself a narrative about who you are and what is possible. Maybe you believe you always struggle. Maybe you think success is for others. Maybe you secretly fear that if you try again, you might fail again. But heaven is interrupting that script. February 28th is the deadline for doubt. Something inside you is about to rise. Not loudly at first, not dramatically, but steadily. You will feel it as a quiet confidence, a calm boldness, a strange peace about a decision you once feared. This is the key activating. Your mother is not shouting because something bad is coming. She's shouting because something good requires your cooperation. And Archangel Michael is guarding the transition. Whenever destiny shifts, resistance tries to appear. Old fears will whisper. Old memories will replay. Old voices may try to discourage you. But listen carefully. Those voices are echoes, not prophecies. Heaven's voice is the only one carrying authority in this moment. There is also something else you must understand. The treasure is not only for you. It will impact others. The breakthrough connected to your obedience will create ripple effects. Family members will be inspired. People who doubted you will be confused. Doors that were closed will open without explanation. This is why the timing matters. If this message is resonating with your spirit, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs confirmation. Let this truth travel. Like this video so the message reaches more souls who are standing at their own February 28th moment. Comment what you are ready to release. Subscribe to this channel and become part of this growing spiritual movement, because what is happening here is not entertainment. It is activation. And there is more coming that you need to hear. You may have thought the treasure was one big event, one miracle, one breakthrough. But it is actually layered. The first layer is clarity. The second layer is courage. The third layer is acceleration. You are entering the clarity stage right now. Something will become obvious to you within days. A realization that feels almost too simple. You might even say, why did I see this before? That is not failure. That is timing. Some truths can only be revealed when your heart is ready. Archangel Michael is translating one more critical warning from your mother. Do not let pride block instruction. The key may come through advice, through a suggestion, through a moment of humility. Stay open. You are not being exposed for shame. You are being revealed for promotion. And here is something that may surprise you. The treasure had been waiting longer for you than you have been waiting for it. There are blessings prepared that cannot be reassigned. They carry your name, but they require alignment. This is why you felt restless. This is why peace felt incomplete. You were sensing that something bigger was near. The spiritual tension you feel is not pressure to break you. It is pressure to birth a new version of you. Hold on, because what Archangel Michael is about to translate next will change how you see the past completely. Chosen one, the truth about your past is about to be uncovered. What Archangel Michael is translating now is not just comforting, it is correcting. For years, you have looked back at certain memories with confusion. You replayed moments where things fell apart. You questioned why doors closed so suddenly. You wondered why certain people walked away without explanation. And somewhere deep inside, you blamed yourself. But heaven never blamed you. Your mother in heaven has been shown the full picture. She sees what you could not see while you were inside the storm. She sees the conversations that happened about you behind closed doors. She sees the plans that were forming that would have trapped you in something far smaller than your destiny. She sees the dangers you were unknowingly walking toward. And this is what Archangel Michael is translating clearly. What felt like rejection was actually redirection. There was a path you were about to take that looked promising. It looked stable. It looked secure. But it would have drained your spirit slowly. You would have survived it, but you would not have flourished. And because heaven loves you too much to let you settle, the interruption came. You called it loss. Heaven called it protection. Your mother is shouting your name not because she is grieving your past, but because she is celebrating your survival. You made it through situations that could have broken you permanently. You endured seasons that would have hardened someone else. And yet, you are still here. Still believing. Still searching for more. That alone is proof that you are guarded. February 28th carries another layer of meaning. It is the closing of an emotional contract with your past. The version of you that kept replaying old pain will not move forward with you. The guilt you carried that was never yours to carry will dissolve. The false narratives that told you that you were not enough will lose their power. Archangel Michael is holding up the sword of truth, and the lies are being cut away. There is something you need to hear right now. You were never behind. You were being prepared. Preparation rarely feels glamorous. It feels lonely. It feels confusing. It feels like silence. But in silence, strength is built. In delay, depth is formed. In heartbreak, discernment is sharpened. Your mother saw how every tear shaped you. She saw how every disappointment refined your expectations. She saw how you learned to trust your instincts more deeply after being misled. She saw your growth even when you did not. And now she has found the key because she finally sees that you are ready. The treasure you seek requires maturity. It requires discernment. It requires courage that only pain could teach. And you have learned those lessons. But here is the deeper revelation Archangel Michael is translating. Forgiveness is the final step before access. There is someone you still think about with tension. Someone whose memory triggers a mixture of anger and sadness. You may believe you have moved on, but there is still a thread connecting you emotionally. A thread is subtle, but it holds energy. February 28th is your release date. Forgiveness does not mean agreement. It does not mean what happened was acceptable. It means you are refusing to let yesterday control tomorrow. When you release that weight, the key turns effortlessly. Your mother is not shouting for drama. She is shouting because the window of grace is open. And grace is not passive. It invites action. This is the moment to declare in your spirit that you are no longer defined by what tried to limit you. This is the moment to step into the awareness that you were protected more times than you realized. If this message is touching something deep within you, do not ignore it. There are no accidents in divine timing. Your presence here is confirmation. Archangel Michael is translating one final message in this wave of revelation. The treasure is not chasing perfection. It is responding to surrender. You do not need to be flawless to move forward. You need to be willing. Willing to let go. Willing to trust. Willing to step without seeing every detail. The atmosphere around you is changing. Even if your physical surroundings look the same, the spiritual climate has shifted. Chains that were invisible are weakening. Mental barriers are cracking. Hope is rising quietly. Take this seriously. Something significant will begin to unfold after February 28th. Conversations will feel different. Opportunities will appear unexpectedly. You will feel an unusual confidence about a decision you once feared. When that happens, remember this message. Remember that your mother found the key because she could see beyond your current emotions. Remember that Archangel Michael translated this warning because you are guarded and guided. Now respond in faith. Type "I release the past" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 1441 has just been activated over your journey. And as this release settles into your heart, understand something sacred. When you sow into a message that awakens souls, you become part of heaven's harvest. The scripture declares, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not ancient history. This is God speaking to you now. When you choose to send super thanks, join the membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, you are not supporting a channel. You are fueling a river of light that reaches someone else's midnight. I feel led to say this clearly. Your seed today unlocks clarity for another searching soul. Do not hesitate when the Spirit nudges you. As you give, may doors open over your life with divine acceleration. May provision locate you without struggle, and may protection surround your household. Step into this moment boldly and sow where heaven is breathing. Faithful heart, the atmosphere around your home is not the same anymore. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but something has been rearranged in the spiritual realm. After the release you were called into, space has been created. And whenever space is created, something new is invited in. February 28th was not just about letting go of the past. It was about preparing your present environment for what is about to arrive. Your mother in heaven is no longer shouting with urgency alone. Now her voice carries anticipation. She has seen movement. She has seen angels assigned to intersections in your life. She has seen delays lifted quietly. And Archangel Michael is translating this with clarity. Prepare your house, because the treasure is approaching. This house is not only the building you live in. It is your mind, your habits, your daily choices, your emotional reactions. You cannot ask for abundance while maintaining scarcity thinking. You cannot pray for peace while entertaining chaos. You cannot expect elevation while clinging to what drains you. There is a subtle cleansing taking place. Have you noticed how certain conversations no longer feel comfortable? How certain environments now feel heavy when they once felt normal? That is not coincidence. That is discernment increasing. As your spirit rises, tolerance for misalignment decreases. Your mother saw this shift before you did. She saw that you were beginning to outgrow what once defined you. She saw that your dreams were expanding beyond your current circumstances. She saw the hunger in you for something deeper, something more meaningful, something aligned with your true calling. And now Archangel Michael is translating a very direct instruction. Do not shrink to stay familiar. There will be moments in the coming days when you are tempted to downplay your growth. Someone may not understand your new boundaries. Someone may question your decisions. Someone may try to remind you of who you used to be. But that version of you cannot carry the treasure forward. You are evolving. The treasure you seek is not just material. It is stability in your spirit. It is clarity in your direction. It is favor that feels unforced. And it is closer than you think. But here is the deeper revelation being translated now. The key your mother found is connected to responsibility. With greater blessing comes greater influence. With greater influence comes greater accountability. Heaven is not only opening doors for you, heaven is trusting you. Trust is sacred. Archangel Michael does not guard assignments that are ordinary. He guards destinies that matter. The fact that he is translating this message means your next chapter carries weight. It carries impact beyond what you currently understand. You have underestimated how many people are watching your resilience. You have underestimated how your quiet perseverance has inspired others. You have underestimated how your survival through pain has built credibility in the unseen realm. The treasure is not random reward. It is earned readiness. February 28th marked the internal decision. Now action must follow. Clean your mental house. Remove the thoughts that say you are unworthy. Rearrange your daily focus. Give attention to what aligns with where you are going, not where you have been. There is also a warning woven gently into this message. Do not allow distraction to steal this moment. When elevation approaches, distraction often appears disguised as opportunity. Not every open door is divine. Not every invitation is aligned. Your mother is not shouting now. She is watching carefully. And Archangel Michael is standing at the threshold, sword ready, ensuring that only what aligns with your purpose enters your space. But you must use discernment. Pray before agreeing. Reflect before committing. Pause before reacting. Something else is happening that you may not yet see. Your confidence is being rebuilt. Not loud confidence, not arrogance, but grounded certainty. A quiet knowing that you are capable, that you are supported, that you are not navigating alone. You will soon notice a change in how you speak about your future. Less doubt, less hesitation, more clarity, more direction. That shift is the treasure drawing near. Remember this. Treasure does not only come as gain. Sometimes it comes as removal. If something exits your life unexpectedly in the coming season, do not panic. Ask what space is being made. Ask what alignment is being restored. The spiritual alert continues, but it is no longer alarming. It is strategic. Your mother found the key because she saw that your foundation was finally strong enough to hold what is coming. And Archangel Michael is translating this assurance. You are not about to miss it. Stay alert. Stay aligned. Stay willing. The next movement will reveal how this treasure begins to take form in ways you never anticipated. Steadfast soul, what is about to unfold will test whether you truly believe what heaven has spoken. It is one thing to hear that a treasure is near. It is another thing to act like it. The days following this alert will feel ordinary on the surface, but beneath that surface, movement is accelerating. Seeds that were planted in tears are beginning to respond. Prayers you whispered when no one was listening have been cataloged in eternity. And now, responses are being arranged. Your mother in heaven sees the orchestration clearly. She sees connections being formed between people who do not even realize they are about to cross your path. She sees decisions being made in rooms you have never entered that will affect your future. She sees timing aligning like gears in a clock that was designed long before you understood its purpose. And Archangel Michael is translating this carefully. Do not misinterpret the calm before the shift. You may wake up tomorrow and think nothing has changed. The same walls, the same routine, the same responsibilities. But spiritually, the ground beneath you is adjusting. When tectonic plates move, the surface does not always shake immediately. But pressure is building toward release. This is why your focus matters now more than ever. There is a temptation to grow impatient right before breakthrough. A temptation to doubt what you cannot yet see. A temptation to fall back into old mental patterns because visible evidence has not arrived. But impatience is a thief. It robs you of the peace required to recognize opportunity. Your mother is not shouting now. She is watching how you respond to silence. Silence is not absence. Silence is incubation. Archangel Michael is standing guard over something that has your name on it. But there is an unseen battle that must conclude before it manifests fully. Not a battle of violence, but a battle of alignment. Old permissions are being revoked. Old access points are being closed. What once drained your energy will not have the same authority. Have you noticed subtle changes already? Perhaps someone who used to have influence over your emotions no longer affects you the same way. Perhaps a fear that once felt overwhelming now feels smaller. Perhaps a dream you buried has resurfaced in your thoughts. These are signals. The treasure is not a sudden explosion. It is a steady unveiling. There is also a refining happening in your character. You are being invited to choose integrity even when no one is watching. To choose discipline when distractions call your name. To choose gratitude even before manifestation appears. These small choices are not insignificant. They are proof of readiness. Archangel Michael is translating a message that may challenge you. You cannot carry new blessing with old habits. If the treasure includes financial increase, wisdom must accompany it. If the treasure includes relational restoration, maturity must sustain it. If the treasure includes influence, humility must protect it. Heaven is not only giving. Heaven is preparing you to handle what is given. Your mother understands something you are still learning. She understands that timing protects you from self-sabotage. There were moments in your past when you desired certain outcomes intensely. Had they arrived then, they might have overwhelmed you. But now, after the lessons, after the tears, after the growth, you are different. Stronger, wiser, more discerning. February 28th mark awareness. Now comes alignment in action. Pay attention to your thoughts in the coming days. Are they aligned with abundance or lack? Are they aligned with courage or fear? Your internal dialogue is shaping your external reality more than you realize. Archangel Michael is translating a gentle correction. Speak about your future as if you expect it to improve. Words carry direction. There is also something deeper stirring. A calling that you have not fully embraced. It may not look religious. It may not look dramatic. But it involves impact. Helping someone. Guiding someone. Leading in a quiet way. The treasure is connected to purpose, not just comfort. Your mother found the key because she saw that your heart still cares. Despite disappointment, you did not become cold. Despite betrayal, you did not lose compassion. That tenderness is not weakness. It is qualification. The days ahead will offer you a moment to act differently than you once did. Where you once reacted emotionally, you will respond calmly. Where you once chased validation, you will stand secure. Where you once hesitated, you will step forward. When that moment comes, recognize it. That is the key turning. The treasure may not arrive with fireworks. It may arrive as clarity about a decision, as a phone call, as an idea that refuses to leave your mind, as a door that opens naturally without struggle. Do not overlook simplicity. Some miracles come quietly. Archangel Michael remains at your side, translating, guarding, ensuring that interference does not override destiny. But your participation is required. Faith without movement is incomplete. Trust what you have heard. Trust what is shifting. Trust that heaven does not shout without purpose. The next revelation will uncover how this treasure begins to touch your relationships in ways you did not expect. Brave heart. The shift is no longer only internal. It is beginning to touch the people around you. When heaven prepares to release a treasure, it does not only adjust your circumstances, it adjusts your connections. Relationships are mirrors, and some mirrors are about to be removed. Others are about to reflect a version of you that is stronger, clearer, and more aligned. Your mother in heaven sees the relational web around you. She sees who truly supports your growth and who quietly benefits from your limitation. She sees the subtle dynamics you have tolerated just to keep peace. And Archangel Michael is translating this firmly. Peace without truth is not peace. You have been maintaining harmony at the cost of honesty. You have been shrinking certain parts of yourself so others feel comfortable. But the treasure connected to your destiny cannot coexist with self-betrayal. In the coming days, conversations will shift. You may feel a sudden boldness to express what you once suppressed. You may feel less afraid of disappointing others. That is not rebellion. That is alignment. There is a specific relationship in your life that has been unclear. Not toxic enough to leave, not healthy enough to trust fully. You have been standing in the middle, hoping clarity would arrive without confrontation. February 28th activated discernment. Now discernment demands decision. Your mother is not shouting in panic. He is urging you to choose alignment over attachment. Archangel Michael is guarding your heart in this process because transition in relationships can feel destabilizing. Familiarity is powerful. Even unhealthy familiarity can feel safer than the unknown. But safety is not the same as destiny. The treasure you seek requires partnerships that honor your growth. Watch closely how certain people respond to your change. Some will celebrate it. Some will question it. Some will distance themselves because your elevation reminds them of their stagnation. Do not take it personally. Not everyone is assigned to travel every season with you. There is also someone new approaching your life. You have not met them yet, or perhaps you have but have not recognized their significance. This person carries alignment. Not perfection, but peace. Not flattery, but honesty. Not pressure, but support. Archangel Michael is translating something hopeful. Divine connections arrive quietly. Do not expect dramatic entrances. Expect natural flow. At the same time, you must examine your own patterns in relationships. Do you overgive to feel valued? Do you avoid conflict to avoid abandonment? Do you chase validation from those who withhold it? These patterns cannot move forward with you. The key your mother found includes self-respect. As you grow, your standards will rise. Not in arrogance, but in awareness. You will no longer tolerate what drains you. You will no longer justify inconsistency. You will no longer silence your intuition. And this is where your courage will be tested. There may be a moment very soon where you must speak a truth you have rehearsed in your mind many times. When that moment arrives, remember that Archangel Michael stands with you. You are not confronting alone. You are supported. This message is not meant to create fear. It is meant to prepare you. When you respond with integrity instead of emotion, you unlock access to healthier connections. If this is resonating deeply, engage with this message. Like this video so it reaches someone who is wrestling with the same relational crossroads. Share it with someone who needs courage to choose alignment. Comment what boundary you are ready to establish. Subscribe to this channel and become part of a community that values growth over comfort. There is a reason you were led here, and what is unfolding next will bring even greater clarity. You will thank yourself for staying present in this moment. Your mother in heaven understands something vital. The treasure is not just about what you gain. It is about who you become. And who you become is shaped significantly by who you allow close to you. Archangel Michael is translating a final relational warning in this phase. Do not confuse history with destiny. Just because someone hath been in your life for years does not mean they are assigned to your future. Longevity does not equal alignment. This may feel heavy, but it is freeing. As you release misaligned connections, you create space for authentic partnership. As you choose honesty over appeasement, you strengthen your identity. As you prioritize truth over temporary peace, you align with heaven's design. The treasure is moving closer, and it will not settle in chaos. Pay attention to how your spirit feels around people. Your body often senses misalignment before your mind admits it. If something feels off repeatedly, do not ignore it. Discernment is a gift, not paranoia. The next movement will reveal how this treasure begins to influence your work, your purpose, and your direction in the world. Stay ready. Determined spirit, heaven is now turning your attention toward the work of your hands and the calling written over your life. For a long time, you believed your main assignment was survival. You focused on getting through the day, managing responsibilities, keeping everything from falling apart. You became strong in crisis. You became skilled at adapting. But deep inside, there was always a quiet question: is this all? Your mother in heaven knows the answer to that question. And the answer is no. She remembers the early dreams you carried before life became heavy. She remembers the ideas that made your eyes light up. She remembers the talents you expressed naturally before comparison silenced you. She saw the moments when someone dismissed your gift and you slowly began to dismiss it too. Now she is not shouting in warning. She is calling in awakening. Archangel Michael is translating her words with clarity and authority. Your treasure is hidden inside your neglected gift. There is something you do well that you have treated as ordinary. Because it comes naturally, you assumed it was nothing special. But what feels normal to you is extraordinary to someone else. That ability was placed inside you intentionally. Maybe you know how to speak life into discouraged people. Maybe you understand systems and structure in ways others cannot. Maybe you create beauty with your hands or clarity with your words. Maybe you solve problems calmly while others panic. Maybe you carry leadership that does not shout but stabilizes. You minimized it, but heaven did not. February 28th was not only about releasing the past or shifting relationships. It was about activating purpose. The treasure you have been searching for is not separate from who you are. It is connected to what you have been afraid to fully embrace. Archangel Michael is guarding this awakening because purpose draws resistance. The moment you begin to take yourself seriously, doubt will attempt to rise. Thoughts like, what if I fail? Or what if I am not ready? Will try to interrupt momentum. But listen carefully to what is being translated now. Readiness is built in motion, not in hesitation. You have been waiting for confidence before starting. But confidence grows after starting. There is a step in front of you that feels small but significant. A course to enroll in. A project to begin. A proposal to submit. A conversation about advancement. A creative idea to develop. You keep telling yourself you will begin when conditions are perfect. Yet perfection is not required. Obedience is. Your mother saw the timeline that was possible if you delayed further. He saw frustration growing. He saw regret forming. That is why she shouted your name. Not to pressure you, but to prevent future disappointment. Archangel Michael is translating a firm but loving instruction. Start where you are, with what you have. You do not need massive resources to begin aligning with your calling. You need consistency. You need discipline. You need the willingness to look inexperienced for a season while you grow. There is also a financial dimension connected to this treasure. Not greed, not obsession, but provision. The kind of provision that removes constant anxiety. The kind that allows generosity instead of scarcity. The kind that creates stability for you and those connected to you. What provision flows through purpose? If you pursue only money without alignment, frustration will follow. If you pursue alignment with integrity, Provision follows naturally over time. Heaven is not rewarding shortcuts. Heaven is honoring faithfulness. You must also examine your habits. Are you managing your time in a way that reflects belief in your future? Or are you filling your schedule with distractions that keep you busy but stagnant? The treasure will not land in a life that refuses to make space for it. Discipline is not punishment. It is preparation. Archangel Michael is translating another powerful truth. What you nurture will multiply. If you nurture fear, fear expands. If you nurture procrastination, delay expands. But if you nurture your gift, growth expands. If you nurture courage, opportunity expands. In the coming days, pay attention to subtle confirmations. You may receive unexpected encouragement from someone who recognizes your potential. You may stumble upon information that aligns perfectly with your hidden idea. You may feel an unusual pull towards something you once ignored. These are not coincidences. Your mother sees the threads being woven together. She sees how one decision will connect you to another. She sees how commitment in a small area will open a larger door. She sees how your consistency will create credibility. And she knows something you are still learning. You are capable of more than you have allowed yourself to attempt. You are not late. You were being prepared. The delays shaped your character. The disappointments sharpened your discernment. The quiet seasons strengthened your endurance. Now endurance must transform into execution. The treasure is not falling from the sky. It is rising from within you. You may feel nervous as you step forward. That is natural. Growth feels unfamiliar before it feels normal. But do not retreat because it feels new. Lean into it. Archangel Michael stands as guardian over this assignment. Resistance will not override destiny unless you surrender to it. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Stay aligned. Something is about to confirm that this direction is not imagination but divine orchestration. The next revelation will expose the sign that proves you are exactly where you need to be. Watch closely, because the confirmation you have been waiting for is about to arrive in a way you did not expect. You asked heaven for a sign, not something dramatic, not something that would shock the world. Yes, something personal. Something that would tell you that you are not imagining this shift. Something that would reassure you that February 28th was not just emotion but activation. Your mother in heaven has seen that prayer. She saw the quiet moment when you whispered, "If this is real, show me." She saw the hesitation in your heart, the cautious hope, the desire to believe without being foolish. And now Archangel Michael is translating this with precision. The sign will be subtle, but unmistakable. Do not expect thunder. Expect alignment. The confirmation may come through repetition. The same message appearing in different places. The same idea mentioned by different people. The same opportunity resurfacing after you thought it was gone. When something aligns more than once, pay attention. Your treasure is not hiding anymore. It is revealing itself layer by layer. There is also a conversation approaching that will feel different from others. It will carry weight. It will feel natural, but significant. The words exchanged will spark clarity inside you. After that conversation, something in you will settle. Doubt will lose volume. Your mother sees this moment clearly. She sees how that exchange will unlock courage you have been trying to build alone. She sees how validation will come not as flattery, but as recognition. Archangel Michael is translating another assurance. You will know. You will not have to force belief. You will not have to convince yourself. There will be a quiet certainty that rises within you. A sense of alignment that feels steady, not emotional. But here is the part you must prepare for. When confirmation arrives, action must follow quickly. Delayed obedience weakens momentum. If you recognize the sign and hesitate again, the cycle tries to restart. February 28th with the alert. This is the activation phase. Your treasure is tied to timing. There are windows in life that open and close. Not to punish you, but to protect divine order. When you feel clarity, move. Even if the step is small, move. There is also an unexpected source through which confirmation may come. Someone you did not consider influential. Someone outside your usual circle. Do not dismiss unfamiliar voices too quickly. Heaven sometimes uses unlikely messengers to avoid pride and assumption. Your mother found the key because she could see the full path. You can only see the next few steps. Trust that limited vision is not limitation. It is guidance. Archangel Michael stands not only as protector but as witness. He has seen the battles you fought privately. He has seen the discipline you are trying to build. He has seen your effort to shift your mindset. He has seen the courage it took to release the past and confront relational misalignment. That effort is not unnoticed. The treasure is not just external success. It is internal transformation meeting external opportunity. When those two align, acceleration begins. You may feel an unusual energy in the coming days. Not restlessness but anticipation. Not anxiety but alertness. That is alignment forming. Be mindful of your words during this period. Speak expectation, not fear. Speak growth, not limitation. Speak possibility, not defeat. Language shapes atmosphere, and atmosphere influences outcome. There is also a test hidden within confirmation. Once you see that heaven is responding, will you trust more deeply? Or will you demand constant reassurance? Maturity means moving forward even when signs become less frequent. Your mother is not shouting now. She is smiling. She sees you stepping into awareness. She sees you paying attention. She sees you choosing courage over comfort. And she knows that the treasure is no longer distant. It is entering your reality. Archangel Michael is translating a final message in this phase. This is the turning point. What you do after confirmation determines the speed of manifestation. Act decisively. Trust boldly. Move intentionally. Type "I move in faith" in the comments if you receive this confirmation. Blessing code 2882 is now activated over your next decision. And as you step into this turning point, understand that when you sow into a move of God, you become part of the miracle for someone else. The word declares, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days." This is not distant scripture. This is a living invitation over you now. When you release super thanks, join the membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, you are sending light into homes that are still in darkness. I sense this strongly. Your generosity today unlocks courage in someone you may never meet. Do not hesitate when the Spirit prompts you. As you give, may increase pursue you, may favor surround your work, and may protection rest over your household. Step forward and sow boldly into this mission now. Focused one, now that confirmation has touched your life, the real proving season begins. A sign feels powerful in the moment, but what follows the sign determines everything. February 28th awakened you. The confirmation reassured you. But reassurance is not the reward. It is the invitation to build. And building requires something deeper than emotion. It requires endurance. Your mother in heaven sees this stage clearly. He sees that the excitement you felt must now transform into consistency. She sees that belief must now mature into discipline. She sees that clarity must now become commitment. And she is not doubting you. She is watching with expectation. Archangel Michael is translating this with strength. Momentum must be guarded with intention. When you begin to shift your life, resistance rarely appears as something obvious. It appears subtly. A little distraction here, a small delay there, an old thought pattern trying to resurface, a familiar comfort calling your name, not because you are weak, but because familiarity feels safe. This is the final stretch of old patterns attempting to survive. You may notice that right after you felt clarity, a wave of tiredness tried to settle over you. Or perhaps you felt a strange urge to postpone something important. Maybe doubt whispered, asking if you move it too quickly. This is not regression. It is transition. Your identity is being upgraded, and identity shifts are not always comfortable. When you stop seeing yourself as someone waiting for opportunity and begin seeing yourself as someone aligned with destiny, there is a brief adjustment period. You may feel unfamiliar to yourself. Do not mistake unfamiliarity for error. Your mother understands this transition deeply. He sees that the version of you who once hesitated at every opportunity is fading. He sees that you are beginning to think long-term. She sees that you are evaluating choices with wisdom instead of emotion. Archangel Michael is translating another essential instruction. Protect your focus as if it were treasure itself. Focus is currency. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, growth follows. If you allow your attention to scatter, your progress slows. If you guard it, momentum increases. There will be invitations in this season that look urgent but are not aligned. Not every open door is meant for you. Not every request deserves your yes. Learning to say no is part of sustaining blessing. The treasure is not only something you receive. It is something you maintain. You are also entering a refinement stage. Small habits will matter more than grand gestures. Waking up with intention. Managing your time wisely. Following through on promises you make to yourself. These daily choices are shaping the container that will hold your blessing. Your mother found the key because she saw you were finally capable of carrying more. But carrying more requires structure. Without structure, even good things become overwhelming. You may also notice that certain people are reacting differently to you. Some will admire your growth quietly. Some may feel unsettled. When you begin to elevate, it reminds others of their own stagnation. Do not internalize their discomfort. You are not responsible for shrinking to make others comfortable. Archangel Michael stands guard over your progress. He is not only defending you from external interference but reinforcing your internal resolve. When doubt tries to return, clarity will rise stronger. When distraction tempts you, discipline will respond faster. There may be a subtle test approaching. A situation that resembles your past. A person who once influenced you heavily. A shortcut that promises faster results. This is not punishment. It is confirmation. Will you choose the old response or the new alignment? Every aligned decision strengthens your foundation. Every compromise weakens momentum. The treasure is close enough now that small decisions carry greater impact. You are no longer in the season of confusion. You are in the season of stewardship. Your mother is not anxious. She is proud. She sees the steadiness forming in you. She sees how you pause before reacting, how you evaluate before committing, how you listen to your intuition more carefully. These are not small changes. They are evidence of transformation. Archangel Michael is translating this final reassurance in this stage. Consistency will unlock visibility. What has been hidden will begin to surface. Your effort will become noticeable. Your discipline will produce results. Your clarity will attract opportunity. But it will not happen through sudden explosion. It will happen through steady growth. Stay faithful in small actions. Stay disciplined in quiet moments. Stay focused when distraction appears. The treasure is not testing your worth. It is responding to your maturity. The next movement will reveal tangible evidence in your physical environment that your consistency has shifted your reality. Stay grounded. Stay intentional. Stay aligned. Pay attention now, because what was once only spiritual is beginning to take physical form. You have walked through awakening. You have endured refinement. You have guarded your focus and protected your momentum. And now, the treasure that was spoken about is no longer just a promise in the unseen realm. It is beginning to show itself in your daily life. Your mother in heaven sees the evidence before you fully recognize it. She sees subtle shifts in timing. She sees delayed answers suddenly moving. She sees doors that were resisted becoming responsive. She sees financial patterns adjusting. She sees conversations aligning with opportunity. Archangel Michael is translating this clearly. The manifestation has begun. Do not expect fireworks. Expect confirmation through movement. You may receive a message that changes the direction of your week. You may notice a financial relief that arrives at the right moment. You may be offered an opportunity that aligns perfectly with the growth you have been cultivating. You may even experience peace in an area that once caused constant anxiety. These are not coincidences. These are indicators. The treasure often begins as stability before it becomes overflow. Peace before expansion. Structure before abundance. Heaven builds foundations before it builds towers. Your mother is not surprised by what is unfolding. She saw that once you committed to alignment, reality would begin responding. The key she found was never about forcing doors open. It was about positioning you correctly so doors would open naturally. There may also be a test hidden inside this manifestation. As small increases appear, will you handle them wisely? As recognition grows, will you remain grounded? As opportunity expands, will you stay disciplined? Archangel Michael is translating an important warning. Small blessings reveal character. If you steward small progress with gratitude and wisdom, larger progress follows. If you rush to celebrate prematurely or abandon structure because relief has arrived, momentum can weaken. You are no longer in survival mode. You are in stewardship mode. This means thinking long-term, planning intentionally, saving wisely, investing time where it multiplies, saying no to what drains even if you can now afford it. Discipline must not disappear just because pressure decreases. Your mother sees something else happening that you may not fully notice yet. Your confidence is solidifying. You are beginning to speak differently about your future. Not with desperation, but with expectation. Not with fear, but with clarity. That shift in language is powerful. Words create direction. When you speak with expectation, you align with expansion. Continue speaking life over what is growing. Continue declaring gratitude over what has arrived. You may also notice that others are beginning to respond to you differently. People may seek your advice more often. Your presence may carry greater authority. Your consistency may earn trust in ways you did not anticipate. Do not shrink when influence increases. At the same time, remain humble. Influence without humility collapses quickly. The treasure flows through those who remember where they came from and who helped them grow. Archangel Michael stands at your side, guarding this transition from preparation to manifestation. He is ensuring that interference does not override progress. but your cooperation remains essential. Stay alert. Stay structured. Stay intentional. There may be moments where disbelief tries to whisper, asking if this progress will last. That voice is rooted in past disappointment. Do not let past instability define present growth. This time is different because you are different. If you are beginning to see even small signs of alignment in your life, engage with this moment. Like this video so others who are waiting for tangible proof can be encouraged. Share it with someone who needs to hear that discipline produces manifestation. Comment the breakthrough you are witnessing, no matter how small. Subscribe to this channel and remain connected to this journey of awakening and acceleration. What unfolds next will deepen your understanding even further. You will want to remain attentive, because another layer of this treasure is about to surface. The next phase does not only impact your finances or opportunities, it begins to expand your reach. Your influence will extend beyond your immediate circle. What you build will begin to touch others. What you learn will begin to guide others. Archangel Michael is translating this final declaration in this season. Expansion follows faithfulness. Do not slow down because you see progress. Do not relax your discipline because relief has arrived. Continue building. Continue refining. Continue trusting. The treasure is no longer approaching. It is unfolding. And what comes next will reveal how this blessing multiplies beyond you. Remain attentive now, because what is unfolding is larger than your personal breakthrough. What began as a private awakening has entered a public dimension. The treasure that heaven positioned in your path was never designed to stop with you. It was meant to move through you. And now, that movement is beginning. Your mother in heaven sees the ripple effect already spreading. She sees conversations where your words will shift someone's thinking. She sees moments where your discipline will inspire someone who is still struggling with inconsistency. She sees how your courage to act will become silent permission for others to step forward. Archangel Michael is translating this clearly. Your obedience has created influence. Influence is not about fame. It is about impact. It is about the unseen ways your growth changes the atmosphere around you. When you walk into a room with clarity, confusion weakens. When you speak with conviction, hesitation in others begins to fade. When you choose integrity, it exposes compromise around you. You may not even realize how much you have changed, but others can feel it. There is someone observing your steadiness right now. They may not compliment you directly. They may not openly acknowledge your progress, but they are watching how you handle responsibility. They are watching how you respond to pressure. They are watching how you manage opportunity without arrogance. This observation is not accidental. It is assignment. Your mother saw that your treasure would position you in spaces where your presence matters. Not because you seek attention, but because you carry alignment. And alignment is rare. Archangel Michael is translating another important revelation. Expansion demands humility. As your influence grows, the temptation to measure yourself by recognition may appear. Praise may come. Opportunities may increase. Your voice may carry more weight than before. But you must remain grounded in the practices that built you. Do not abandon discipline because success feels stable. Do not neglect reflection because affirmation is louder. The same consistency that unlocked the treasure must sustain it. There is also a new layer of responsibility forming. People may begin asking for your advice more often. They may seek your perspective in moments of uncertainty. They may look to you as an example of perseverance. This is leadership in its purest form. Not authority imposed, but trust earned. Your mother is proud of the maturity she sees in you. She remembers when you reacted emotionally to every challenge. She remembers when validation controlled your confidence. She remembers when criticism felt like collapse. Now you pause before responding. Now you evaluate before agreeing. Now you listen to your intuition more carefully. This is growth. Archangel Michael stands guard over your integrity in this phase. If pride attempts to rise, correction will come quickly. If distraction tries to lure you away from focus, clarity will sharpen. You are protected not only from external attack, but from internal imbalance. There may also be opportunities for collaboration appearing soon. Someone may approach you with an idea that aligns with your calling. A partnership may develop that expands your reach. A project may invite you to contribute beyond your usual comfort zone. Discernment is essential. Not every collaboration is divine. But when peace accompanies opportunity, pay attention. When alignment feels natural instead of forced, consider it carefully. The treasure is multiplying, and multiplication often involves connection. Your influence will not always look dramatic. Sometimes it will appear in small conversations. A word of encouragement. A moment of honesty. A decision that sets a standard. But never underestimate the power of quiet impact. There is also something happening internally that confirms your readiness. You are no longer chasing approval the way you once did. Compliments feel appreciated but not addictive. Criticism feels informative but not crushing. Your identity is stabilizing. This stability is essential for expansion. When identity is secure, influence remains healthy. When identity is unstable, influence becomes dangerous. Heaven waited until your identity strengthened before allowing visibility to increase. Your mother saw that you were finally anchored enough to carry more. Archangel Michael is translating this final charge in this phase. Remain faithful in hidden disciplines even as visibility grows. Continue rising early if that is what built you. Continue learning even if you feel competent. Continue practicing gratitude even when abundance increases. The habits that shape your foundation must remain active. The treasure is no longer a distant promise. It is active. It is moving. It is influencing. And the final revelation will seal this journey with a blessing that confirms everything you have walked through was preparation for this very expansion. Stay steady. Stay humble. Stay aligned. Faithful one, this is the sealing moment. Everything that began with that urgent alert on February 28th now comes together with clarity. Your mother in heaven shouting your name was not drama. It was destiny calling you into alignment. The key she found was never metal or material. It was courage. It was obedience. It was maturity meeting timing. And now, the treasure stands revealed. Look at how far you have come in such a short spiritual span. You released the past. You confronted relational misalignment. You embraced discipline. You guarded your focus. You responded to confirmation. You chose consistency. You stepped into influence. That is the treasure. Yes, opportunities are opening. Yes, provision is aligning. Yes, stability is forming. But the greatest treasure is who you have become. The version of you standing here now is not the same person who first heard the alert. You are steadier, clearer, stronger, more intentional. Your mother in heaven sees this transformation and rejoices. Not because you achieved perfection, but because you chose growth. She sees that you no longer beg for doors to open. You position yourself in trust alignment. She sees that you no longer chase validation. You walk in quiet confidence. Archangel Michael is translating this final declaration with authority. The cycle has been broken. The pattern that once repeated in your life has lost its hold. The hesitation that delayed you has weakened. The fear that whispered limitation has been exposed. A new rhythm has been established. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a higher level. There will still be challenges. There will still be moments requiring courage. But now you know how to respond. Now you know that alerts are invitations, not threats. Now you know that discipline unlocks manifestation. Now you know that influence flows from integrity. The treasure you were searching for externally was always connected to internal alignment. And here is the final revelation your mother wanted translated. You are no longer searching. You are building. Building stability. Building impact. Building legacy. The shouting has turned into celebration. Archangel Michael stands not in warning now, but in affirmation. You answered the call. You used the key. You stepped through the door. Do not look back at who you were with regret. Look back with gratitude. Every delay prepared you. Every disappointment refined you. Every closed door redirected you. Nothing was wasted. From this point forward, move with expectation. Plan with confidence. Speak with authority over your own future. Remain disciplined. Remain humble. Remain aligned. Heaven does not shout names without purpose. And your name was called because your life carries weight. Take a deep breath and receive this fully. Type "I receive my treasure" in the comments if this journey has awakened something in you. Blessing code 9090 is now released over your next season. And as this cycle closes and a higher level opens, hear this clearly. When you sow into a message that awakens destiny, you become a partner in heaven's work. The Lord says those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. This is not distant scripture. This is God speaking over you now. When you release super thanks, join the membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a channel. You are igniting light in homes where hope is fading. I feel led to say this directly. Your seed today becomes someone else's breakthrough tomorrow. Do not delay when your spirit is stirred. As you give, may open doors pursue you, may increase locate your household, and may divine protection rest over your path. Act now and sow boldly into this mission.